Have you ever walked into a room and noticed someone who wasn't talking much? They didn't try to grab attention, they weren't the loudest voice in the room, but somehow, you felt their presence. They say very little. But when they speak, everyone listens. Why? Because quiet people carry power, a silent kind of power that speaks through action, not noise. Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the powerful qualities of less speaking people, the kind of strength that doesn't need to shout to be heard. And if you're one of them, or wish to learn from them, this video is for you. Let's begin. In a world obsessed with talking, with shouting, sharing, and posting every opinion online, those who speak less seem invisible. But here's the truth: still waters run deep. Quiet people don't speak much, not because they have nothing to say, but because they understand the value of words. They believe in meaning over noise, purpose over popularity. Think about it. When someone talks all the time, we stop listening. But when someone is mostly silent, and then suddenly says something, that one sentence carries the weight of silence. It lands with power. It matters. Silence is not emptiness. It is space. Space for reflection, for listening, for understanding. People who speak less, they create that space. They listen more than they talk. And that gives them an edge in life that few understand. Let's look at what makes quiet people different. Psychologically, they're wired for depth. They often possess something psychologists call high sensitivity, not weakness, sensitivity, meaning they absorb more, observe more, and process more than most. They are often deep thinkers, constantly analyzing, reflecting, asking why. They're rarely impulsive, because they're constantly listening to their inner voice before reacting. And that's not all. Quiet people tend to have strong self-control because they don't rush to respond. High empathy because they actually listen to others. Strong observation skills because they notice things loud people often miss. They see through facades. They notice the tremble in your voice, the glance you try to hide, the emotion behind your words. They know more than they show. And that is a form of intelligence the world desperately needs more of. You know what the world often gets wrong? They think quiet people are shy. They think we lack confidence, that we don't have opinions, that we're boring. Wrong. Being quiet is not a weakness. It's not a flaw. It's not something that needs to be fixed. In fact, it might be one of the most underrated strengths a person can have. Our society worships the extrovert ideal, the charm, the loud laugh, the fast talk. But let me ask you something. When you're in pain, when you're lost, when your heart is broken, do you run to the loudest voice, or the one who just sits beside you quietly, without judgment? Quiet people don't overpower, they support. They don't always offer advice, they offer presence. And sometimes, that's exactly what we need. So the next time you see someone silent at the back of the room, don't underestimate them. They might be the wisest person there. One of the greatest powers of less speaking people is their ability to listen. Not the passive kind of listening, but active listening. The kind where you're not just waiting to talk, you're trying to understand. Most people listen to reply. Quiet people listen to connect, to observe, to learn. And that builds stronger relationships than 1,000 clever words ever could. Because when someone listens to you deeply, you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel like you matter. Quiet people make others feel that way, not by saying much, but by listening with their whole presence. Listening is a form of love, a form of wisdom, a form of leadership, and the world needs more of it. Let me tell you a secret. Many of the world's most influential people were not loud. They weren't the ones shouting their dreams on rooftops. They weren't the ones dominating every conversation. They were the quiet ones, working, thinking, building in silence. Take Albert Einstein, a man of few words but infinite ideas, or J.K. Rowling, who sat quietly in cafes crafting worlds that would later inspire millions, or Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, a humble, quiet investor who listens more than he talks. Even Mahatma Gandhi, who led a revolution with peace, not noise. These people didn't need volume to make a difference. They let their work speak, their actions echo through time, not their voice, because real power doesn't beg for attention, it earns respect in silence. Now let's talk science. Did you know that being quiet can actually make you smarter? Studies in neuroscience show that silence boosts brain cell growth in the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory and learning, reduces stress by lowering cortisol levels, enhances decision-making by allowing the brain to reflect without distraction. That's right, silence is not just peaceful, it's powerful for your mind. In contrast, constant talking can overwhelm your brain. When we speak without pause, we miss the signals our mind is sending us. Quiet people use silence as a tool to think deeper, to solve problems, to find clarity in chaos. It's no wonder that some of the most innovative ideas are born in silence. Not in meetings, not in group chats, but in quiet moments of solitude. If you want to grow, if you want to become wiser, calmer, more focused, observe the quiet ones. Because they teach without teaching, they lead without leading, and they speak without words. Spend time around someone who doesn't talk much, and you'll start noticing things you never saw before. You'll realize they choose their words carefully, they rarely gossip, they don't talk to impress, they talk to connect. Start practicing their habits. Pause before you speak, listen before you judge, think before you act. Quiet people have mastered these steps. You don't need to be the loudest to be heard. You don't need to speak constantly to be influential. You just need to be intentional. That's what less speaking people do. They act with intention. They live with focus. And that's a superpower. Quietness is not emptiness. Sometimes the most silent people carry the loudest strength. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, it's free, and hit the bell icon. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, be motive, be positive, peace be with you.